to be honest with you, I think we're probably due an apology from some of our rivals for some of the claims that they've made. And there was certainly no cheating.
Red Bull was found guilty of exceeding last year's budget cap. They will receive a $7 million fine and a 10% reduction in wind tunnel time. Let's discuss the details of the ABA, the fines, and the future of the budget cap. Red Bull reached an accepted breach agreement, which we will refer to in this video as an ABA. This means the team admits of breaking the sports financial regulation. The ABA also prevents other teams from protesting the penalties given to Red Bull. According to ESPN, Horner said his team entered the ABA because it didn't want the issue to drag out for months in court. Some journalists at the race argued that an ABA usually means the team gets a less harsh penalty. If Red Bull believed that the fines were too harsh, they would not have agreed to the ABA. The FIA found 13 cases of costs being incorrectly excluded or adjusted. Some of the notable cases are Social Security contributions for staff and cost of use for the power unit. Red Bull came in approximately $2.2 million over the budget cap, or 1.6%. If Red Bull had applied a tax credit correctly, they would have breached the budget cap by approximately $500,000, or 0.37%. The FIA claimed there is no evidence that Red Bull acted in a fraudulent manner. Some would argue that a $7 million fine is not much for a team like Red Bull. I also want to highlight the fact that the $7 million will not count towards the budget cap. The $7 million is just an additional amount the team will have to pay within 30 days. The 10% reduction in wind tunnel time will reduce their time from 70 to 63% of the 7th place team's aerodynamic testing time. According to Sky Sports F1, this will reduce their wind tunnel runs from 28 to 25 runs. For comparison, assuming Ferrari and Mercedes finish second and third, Ferrari would have 30 runs and Mercedes will have 32 runs. It will be difficult to see how much this reduction in wind tunnel time affects Red Bull. There were even some suggestions that we probably wouldn't see any effects on the team's performance until 2023 and even possibly 2024, since the team has been working on next year's car for a while. Team principal of Red Bull, Christian Horner, strongly believes that the punishments will have an effect on the car. He claimed that the 10% in reduction of wind tunnel running would cost the team anywhere between a quarter and half a second worth of lap time. Other teams believe that this isn't enough. Laurent Mekies, Ferrari's sporting chief, believes that the real effects of the penalties is very limited. McLaren team principal Andrea Saito believes that the penalty doesn't fit the breach and that it isn't harsh enough. I think time will tell whether these punishments are enough to deter another team from breaching the budget cap. I think Toto Wolff, team principal for Mercedes, gave us a clue about some teams' views on breaching the budget cap. He said, "I think what you see is that beyond the sporting penalty and financial fine, it's also reputational damage." I will not get into the debate on whether these punishments are harsh enough. After all, that's up to each individual person. I will say though, if you enjoy this kind of content, I would appreciate if you subscribe, since most of my viewers are not subscribed, and I'll see you later.